Cause and effect. What is your cause? What is the cause of your forefathers? And how does it affect your heritage, inheritance, and your nature? Not to mention the nurture you accept. The cause of those who deal in evil and deceit. And I'll use the example of the archer, the bodybuilder in the gym, and the illusionist as the adverse martial arts and magician directions. The effect of that cause is trance-like states and denial. And of course, evil and illusion. The cause of the righteous, good person, who can only be righteous and good if they seek to connect to righteousness and good. Even if they're foolish enough to believe that there is not a God, they have to be seeking to connect to these things as a fearless student, as a fearless individual who is part of the martial arts order. So ultimately, the righteous and the good seek to connect to God through one, who is the most effective person at connecting to these ideas and conveying the spirit, and why. And this leads you to the falcon Haro Aries. I've said it before that the Egyptians had known for 3,000 years before Christ that the one who connects to God is the tall, mixed black African martial artist who's the son of a black man. Okay, and at times it can be a white woman in my case. There's countless examples and illustrations of that idea, and not a single example or a single, even the slightest beginning of why that is not the case. So when we look at the effect of this, we see the martial arts system and light contact sparring emerging. When one is an archer, right, they simply need to balance and readjust like a scientist or something. The same with the illusionist. The repetitive motion of the Chinese wushu lady who does a beautiful art, but it is not for connecting to God and conveying righteous spirit to the rest of the world. It is only to show you hints of what you should do in its truest purpose. So when we look at the Zulu people, for example, a very pronounced warrior culture, but this isn't just a warrior culture. This is the output of the heart of the Igbo culture, as they were Bantu people that migrated from the heart of Africa to the Zulu land, one way or another. Okay, that's the destination. That's the beginning. That's the destination. Okay, of this culture, of these people, and they wiped out the other African people there because they were superior to them. This is no small point. It has to be made as such. We get the word kwa, which means place. Every person who's a sub-Saharan African person, who's a Kwa person like the Igbos and the Zulus, they should automatically see themselves as concerned with their place. Kwa Zulu means Kwa Zulu means the place of heaven. Ama means people. Amazul means the people of heaven. Zulu means heaven. The spirit of the generational spear means regenerating that warrior pharaoh, warrior leader continuity, that warrior family continuity, and conveying it to your people. This is the only way to be good and righteous. When one seeks to connect to heaven, they can only seek through the top martial artist. That is the one. Sparring, spirit. So when one outmaneuvers and strikes effectively, okay? Of course, I'm in a reduced state, mind you. What is he doing? He's saying, I'm more focused. And focus, as I'm going to point out in the next two videos to some degree, okay, is how you understand love. God is love, the love of the continuity, not the betrayal of all humanity for evil and deceit and covering this argument up, but the love of your offspring. So what do we see in society? People have been breeding in the wrong direction. the foundation of Western conceptions of love is the prostitute Venus and eros, erotic desire. Not true love, certainly not from a martial arts order. So by default, Western conceptions of love are false. Here comes Christianity at some point seeking to replace it with some kind of in-between a martial art philosophy and this eros philosophy. Think about it. You can't prove me wrong. I'm right. And what happens? 322 AD or so, Constantine calls for the Council of Nicaea, and they start to twist it back toward the pagan direction instead of the martial art direction. The P-Ro, the Chi-Ro. Okay, I've gone over this many, many times, right? They went into the worldly direction of the female and not the masculine martial art order, which was a mistake. What does the female do? She is the gatekeeper to this world. She says, conform to these social norms, and I'll date you and have your kid, bringing you down to their level. And when you breed in that direction for generations, you get a prostitute, evil and deceitful cause of cheating and ill-gotten gains. The effect is the abomination that we have today. If you are breeding in the right direction, you get sensitivity and a fearless response. These people start doing martial arts themselves to accept the spirit, mind, body, and soul. They start forging themselves. And the proofs are everywhere. Why am I making this argument in the first place when they not only do not make it, they don't address it? How could you not address this argument? By default, they have testified against themselves. This is the most logical argument one could possibly make. How could they not address it? The natural effect of the speech and the conveyance should be an intense, you have no other option but to agree, but to serve God and take form as you hear my focused conveyance of the Ka of Ra through my Ba, my soul. Even in this reduced state, even through technology, you should know beyond any doubt that I'm right. You should have sensed it. Reason should have pointed to it. And my superior argument should have made you feel ashamed that you did not see it this way and that you have not submitted. And of course, that intensity brings adversity from those who wish to be in harmony with this world.